welcome back. My name is Darian, and today we are going to be talking about the Collé Bow Stroke on the violin. So hope you're ready, it's going to be fun. So collé is a very interesting bow stroke. Collé is French, not Italian, but French for the word glued. And this bow stroke is really important for playing the violin, because if you want a sophisticated, clean articulation for all your bow strokes, collé is going to be the way to do it. So collé means glued, which makes sense because whenever we're using collé, our bow is pressed into the string before we use our fingers to create a rapid movement to lift the bow. We're going to use a very little amount of bow to accomplish collé, like this. I'm not using very much bow, and I'm pressing right before each bow stroke. So before we do any of that, we're going to put our violins away, and I'm going to show you a way to learn collé. So we're over here because before we even talk about the collé bow stroke with the bow in our hand, I'm going to demonstrate the motion of our right hand and our fingers that are necessary to have a good collé bow stroke. So I want you to get next to a table or a nice solid edge that you have somewhere in your house. So I have my dresser here, and I'm going to place my hand like this, the fingers hanging over the edge, and they're very relaxed. And all we're going to do is we're going to scrunch our hand up like this so that our knuckles are in line with the back of the hand. So that's your first job. After you've completed those scrunches on a solid surface, you're going to do it without a solid surface. So you're just going to take your hand like you just had on your edge or your table, and you're going to just do the same thing. You're just going to scrunch your hands up like this, and everything's in line here. And now what you're going to do to even recreate the sensation more, you're going to take your thumb and touch your middle finger right at the first knuckle right here. And you're going to do the same thing, but it's going to limit the motion a little more, but it's closer to how it would look when you have a bow in your hand. And make sure your thumb is bent. Mine's bent. We're trying to mimic the bow stroke without the bow, just to get used to the sensation in our fingers. Now we're going to practice the motion with the bow. So I want you to take your bow and just place your hand like a normal bow with your normal bow grip. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to relax like we did on our table and pull the bow up. Relax, pull the bow up. I want you to do this a couple times until it gets easy or you get used to it. And then you're going to do this horizontally like this. So you're pushing the bow away, and then you're bringing it back just with our fingers, not our wrists and not our arms. And then you're going to do it vertically. You're going to stretch and scratch. So we're strengthening our right hand and getting used to this collé motion, because collé is in the fingers. So now after you've mastered the motion of collé without the violin, we're going to add the violin in. So we're going to place our bow midway through the stick on the D string. You're going to do this on all the open strings, but for now we're just going to use the D string. And we are going to use our fingers to create the collé stroke. And remember, we're only using a very small amount of bow, about an inch for each stroke. And our fingers are what are creating the stroke. So our fingers are going to create a horizontal motion. So when we do a downstroke, we're going to extend our fingers. And then you're going to lift with your arm, and then come back down and press, and then collapse the hand, like our scrunches on the table, for an up bow. So the arm is working vertically and the fingers are working horizontally for the collé. So you're going to lift between each stroke. You're going to do this in the middle of the bow. And you want an audible click each time. I lift and I press, and then I have my Collé stroke. And then I'm going to do it in the lower half of the bow. And you can even do it at the tip. And then lastly, you can add it to a scale. You can do a G major scale. I'm going to do it in the middle of the bow like we started out on open strings. And so on. Make sure you have variety in where you do the stroke in the bow, and then you can do it in all different types of scales if you like as well. So practice your Collé and let me know if you have any other questions, but have a good rest of your day, you guys, and I'll see you next time.